Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rich Bradley, President of the Board of Public Service. This is the June 22nd, 2021 meeting of the Board of Public Service. And this is a public meeting. There are no lettings today, but we do have two hearings. So with that, I would like to start with the first hearing. Hearing number 106580 is being conducted pursuant to section 26.100.030 of the revised code of the city of St. Louis. The purpose of this hearing is to determine whether to revoke the conditional use permit numbered as 106580 issued to Phillips Mini Mart CO Bandar al-Bashari to occupy 8880 North Broadway as a gas/convenience store, excluding auto repair and oil changing shops, subject to certain conditions. The parties have been notified of the violation of the condition of this conditional use permit in writing by certified mail, along with the posted notice of today's hearing. The hearing has been convened in order to address issues surrounding condition number 3 of the conditional use permit, and the condition in question is as follows. Condition number 3, signage to meet the standards administered by the Office of the Zoning Administrator. The Office of the Zoning Administrator has the burden to prove the conditional use permit condition has not been complied with. After all evidence of the zoning administrator has been presented, the board will ask for additional testimony, if any, in support of the revocation. Then the conditional use holder will be given an opportunity to present evidence. Lastly, the board will hear other testimony in opposition to the revocation, if any. The testimony today is being recorded. When you come forward, please state your name and address and be sworn in. As you testify, please direct your comments to the board and not to those in the audience. Members of the audience are asked to remain silent and not coach the witnesses. During your testimony, members of the board may have questions for you. Following the hearing, the board will proceed with its regular agenda. Following the conclusion of the regular agenda, the board will deliberate, discuss, and vote on the hearing. The board will notify the conditional use holder of its decision by mail in about 2 weeks. The Board of Public Service has in its possession the following documents which are being introduced into evidence. Item 1, a certified copy of the zoning code of the city of St. Louis. Item 2, the conditional use permit numbered as 106580 issued for Phillips Mini Mart CO Bandar al-Bashari to occupy 8880 North Broadway as a gas convenience store, excluding auto repair and oil changing shops, subject to certain conditions. Item 3, a memorandum dated May 12, 2021 from the zoning plan examiner to the zoning administrator stating that on May 11, 2021, the zoning inspector found violations of conditions number 3 of the conditional use permit. The memo includes the photographs of the noted violations. Item 4, a letter dated May 17, 2021, sent to Phillips Mini Mart CO Bandar al-Bashari at 8880 North Broadway from the zoning inspector warning of the violations of condition number 3 of the permit that were found upon a recent site inspection and providing notice of the revocation hearing. Item 5, a letter dated May 17, 2021, sent to Bandar al-Bashari CO Phillips Mini Mart 11349 frontage from the zoning inspector warning of the violation of the conditions number 3 of the permit that were found upon a recent site inspection and providing notice of the revocation hearing. Item 6, a copy of the certified letters dated June 3rd, 2021, sent to the conditional use permit holder and the property owner from the board secretary, providing notice of a change in the date of today's hearing. And item number 7, a copy of the public notice posted for today's hearing. At this time, the board asks a representative of the Office of Zoning Administrator to please come forward and be sworn in.
I'm ready to be sworn in.
Do you solemnly swear to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do. Dylan Mosier, zoning plan examiner, representing the building commissioner and the zoning office, 1200 Market Street, room 400. Yes, I was out on site both times, the May 11th investigation that initiated all of this. And then of course, this morning at 8:30, I was on site with a colleague of mine, also in the zoning office, Evan Winkler. We were on site for about 15 minutes. We were investigating the business for this public hearing as well as the next public hearing. In regard to conditional use permit number 106580, we found them to still be in violation of condition number 3. We checked our permitting database when we returned back to City Hall this morning, probably 9:15, something like that. There was still no permits in place for any of the signage that you see in the photos that I provided.
Can you please tell us what type of signage, just describe a little bit, is out there that is up, that is in violation? Is it permanent signage? Is it signage on the side of the building and the windows? What do you have? Dylan, you're muted.
Thank you, sir. Anything you see would actually require a permit. So, I mean, you know, you see services that they provide. It looks like they're providing some sort of cellular phone service that you'll see in one of the photos that would require a permit. I guess, more professional stuff, for lack of a better term, like on the gas pump canopy, that would also require permits. Yeah, everything would require a permit, and I did not find anything on file for those permits.
So have you personally had the opportunity to speak with the conditional use permit holder? I think what I'm trying to establish here is do you believe they clearly know what the problem is and, you know, how to resolve that? Or do you think there's a lost communication somewhere?
Well, I mean, that's always a fear. I don't personally have an answer to your question. I have not spoken to them directly. I don't know if they have any relationship with the business on the next hearing, but I do have reason to believe that they have received some notice about this, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But no, regarding this business, I have not spoken to anyone. I have no indication of whether or not they understand the conditions, whether they've received all the correspondence, any of that.
Okay, thank you. At this time, I'd like to open the floor for any of our directors who may have questions for the zoning administrator's office. Okay, seeing no questions. Thank you very much, Dylan.
Thank you.
At this time, go ahead. At this time, if there's anyone else who wishes to testify that the noted conditions have not been complied with, please come forward and be sworn in.
I'm here for the 8880 North Broadway.
Okay, are you here as a representative?
Yes.
Of the conditional? You're not up just yet. We're still asking for anyone who wishes to testify that the conditions are not complied with and in support of the revocation. Seeing none, the board asks the conditional use permit holder to please come forward and be sworn in now, sir.
Okay.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay, please proceed and tell the board whatever you would like us to know. Are you the conditional use permit holder? Or are you speaking on behalf of?
Behalf of.
Okay, go ahead.
I went today actually about, I think 11:30 to apply for the permit, because before I thought it was like they promotional, you know, signs, you know, they that's why I thought, you know, we don't have to have a permit for them, you know. but I went today. I took a pictures. I actually went last week, but they told me they need 4 pictures of each. So I went today and gave them all the pictures, and the permit was about, I think, 11:45 when I got there.
Okay. So I guess the only comment that I have with that is, first of all, thank you for doing that. We definitely appreciate that. But I just want to reiterate the point that, when we're talking about letters that had been sent out, in May and going far back, I hate the fact that we have to wait until June and get to a hearing the end of June before we're applying for these. So I would ask you politely going forward as a conditional use permit holder, that if you get correspondence like this from the city, please reach out to the zoning inspector. Please talk to them and find out what the issues are and try to get them resolved in a timely manner. Can you do
Okay.
that for me?
Sure. Thank you.
Okay. So at this time, I'd like to open the floor up for any of our directors who may have questions or comments, or the representative of the conditional use permit holder. Okay. Seeing none, thank you very much, sir. So at this time, if there's anyone else present who is opposing this revocation, who wishes to testify, please come forward and be sworn in. Seeing none, the matter concerning hearing number 106580 is now closed and submitted. We will now move on to our second hearing of the day, which is hearing number 128739, which is being conducted pursuant to section 26.100.030 of the revised code of the city of St. Louis. The purpose of this hearing is to determine whether to revoke the conditional use permit numbered as 128739 issued to Speedy Grill LLC, CO Bandar Al-Bashari, to occupy 8874 North Broadway as a carryout restaurant, no liquor, no outside seating, subject to certain conditions. The parties have been notified of the violations of the conditions of this conditional use permit in writing and by certified mail, along with the posted notice of today's hearing date. The hearing has been convened in order to address issues surrounding conditions number 5, 8, 9, and 12 of the conditional use permit, and the conditions in questions are as follows. Condition number 5, the applicant shall provide a refuse container, trash can, on the exterior of the premise for use by customers. If another container is needed due to the level of business, it shall be provided. Condition number 8, all signage must be applied for and approved by the Office of the Zoning Administrator before being installed. Condition number 9, the facility shall not have cord or rope type LED lighting surrounding or framing its windows or doors. And condition number 12, any signage, including signage painted on the building, for which there are no permits on file, must be removed within 60 days unless the required permits are applied for and received. The Office of the Zoning Administrator has the burden to prove the conditional use permit conditions have not been complied with. After all evidence
It's 2 o'clock.
has been presented, the board will ask for additional testimony, if any, in support of the revocation. Then the conditional use permit holder will be given the opportunity to present evidence. Lastly, the board will hear other testimony in opposition to the revocation, if any. The testimony today is being recorded. When you come forward, please state your name and your address and be sworn in. As you testify, please direct your comments to the board and not to those in the audience. Remember, the audience, you guys mute your microphone. Members of the audience are asked to remain silent and not coach the witnesses. During your testimony, members of this board may have questions for you. Following the hearing, the board will proceed with its regular agenda. On the conclusion of the regular agenda, the board will deliberate, discuss, and vote on the hearing. The board will notify the conditional use holder of its decision by mail in about 2 weeks. The Board of Public Service has in its possession the following documents which are being introduced into evidence. Item 1, the certified zoning code of the city of St. Louis. Item 2, the conditional use permit numbered as 128739, issued for Speedy Grill LLC, CO Bandar Al-Bashari to occupy 8874 North Broadway as a carryout restaurant, no liquor, no outside seating, subject to certain conditions. Item 3, a memorandum dated May 12, 2021, from the zoning plan examiner to the zoning administrator stating that on May 11, 2021, the zoning inspector found violations of conditions 5, 8, 9, and 12 of the conditional use permit. This memo includes photographs of the noted violations. Item 4, a letter dated May 17, 2021, sent to Speedy Grill LLC, CO Ahmed Al-Shuga at 8874 North Broadway from the board secretary warning of the violations of conditions number 5, 8, 9, and 12 of the permit that were found upon a recent site inspection and providing the notice of today's hearing. Item 5, a letter dated May 17, 2021, sent to Speedy Grill at 8880 North Broadway, CO Bandar Al-Bashari, from the board secretary warning of the violations of conditions numbered 5, 8, 9, and 12 of the permit that were found upon a recent site inspection and providing notice for today's hearing. Item 6, a letter dated May 17, 2021, sent to Bandar Al-Bashari, CO Speedy Grill LLC at 11349 frontage from the board secretary warning of the violations of conditions 5, 8, 9, and 12 of the permit that were found upon a recent site inspection and providing notice for today's hearing. Item number 7, a copy of the certified letters dated June 3rd, 2021, sent to the conditional use permit holder and the property owner from the board secretary, providing notice for a change in the date of today's hearing. And item 8, a copy of the public notice posted for today's hearing. At this time, the board asks a representative of the Office of Zoning Administrator, please come forward and be sworn in.
You solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give today is the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do. Dylan Mosier, zoning plan examiner, representing the building commissioner and the zoning office. 1200 Market Street, room 400. Similar to the last public hearing, I was on site for the original investigation on May 11th. And then again, I was on site with my colleague, Evan Winkler. This morning, we arrived on site at 8:30. We were there for about 15 minutes investigating this public hearing as well as the business for the previous public hearing. Of the 4 original conditions that were in violation, one condition was rectified. That was condition number 9. The facility shall not have cord or rope type LED lighting surrounding or framing its windows or doors. That was fixed. They did remove some rope lighting around one of their windows that I never saw it at night because I was only on site during the day, but it's presumed it would light up and be quite bold. But condition number 5, which is regarding having a trash can for customer use, a small one for wrappers and things of that nature, was still in violation because there was no trash can, as you'll see in the photos that we provided. And then condition number 8 regarding having all signage needing a permit persisted. We did not find any permits on site or in our permitting database. Again, we checked after we got back to City Hall today, probably around 9:30. And condition number 12, which is also regarding signage, more particularly regarding removing signage that doesn't have a permit because there was unpermitted signage on site. That condition was also still in violation. So 3 out of 4 persist.
Okay, so just to be clear, what we got left is trash cans and signage.
Correct. Yes, that's correct. And I indicated that, when you asked me about is the conditional use permit holder getting the correspondence in the last public hearing, this is what I was referring to. They did rectify one of the conditions, so it's to be presumed that they are receiving our messages and whatnot, our correspondence. And I was informed that someone came in regarding signage. I don't know the exact relationship between the two businesses. They share a party wall. So it's presumed that they know each other in some capacity, they're neighbors or whatever. So somebody did come in for that. I was thinking that was for this business. It may have just been for the convenience store, but regardless, trash can signage persists. And for what it's worth, I do specialize in reviewing signage for the zoning office. So I'm happy to help with all of that.
Great, thank you for that very much. I have no further questions. I'd like to open the floor up for questions from any of our.
Bradley, there is some evidence, video evidence against them that Andrea would like to show you all right now.
Hey, Director Isom, can you mute real quick? Can you mute your computer real quick?
Sorry.
There you go. All right, Mike, go ahead, please. Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Andrea has some video and photograph evidence in opposition of this establishment. If you would like her to show it to you right now.
That's fine. If there's no further questions from any of the directors, then for the zoning administrator, then we'll move to that level. Are there any further questions for Dylan from any of our board directors? Seeing none, we'll move to the next level, which is support of the revocation. And if there's anyone here that wishes to testify, it may do so, be sworn at this time. And Mike, you said you have a presentation?
Yes, there's a couple videos and some photographs.
Okay.
You ready? Okay. Yeah, just do the first one.
How you doing? How much you got for oil change? This my dude car, it's a Dodge. Cause I don't know nothing about cars. This is his car, but he on the phone. Oh, this car? Yeah, hold on, sister. Yeah. Let me find out. Babe.
Guys, we're not seeing
He
the
said it's a V cylinder or a 6 cylinder. He said it's a 6.
I'm sorry, Mr. Bradley?
cannot see it.
Oh,
All I see is an email up with the file names on it, but can't see the video or the photos. Is it just me or can you guys see it?
I see the same thing as you, President Bradley.
What do you want to
Thank
go to the photographs and?
I think-
Can you see it now?
Oh,
Nope.
How you doing?
Can you see it now, Mr. Bradley?
Nope, just the email with the images on it. So I think in the interest of time, we're gonna have to skip over it.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you anyway. So do any of our, if there's anyone else present that wishes to testify the noted conditions have not been complied with, please come forward and be sworn in. See no one else. So at this time, the board asks the conditional use permit holder to please come forward and be sworn in.
Yes,
Do you solemnly swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
yes.
Okay, sir, please proceed. Tell the board what you'd like them to know.
Yeah, I went last week and I asked what I need to apply for signs, and they told me I need the pictures. So I went back on Friday with the pictures, and they Friday I guess the city hall was closed. Then I went today and I gave them everything and for the permit for the signage.
So my question would be, is the sign's fine, but the zoning administrator representative made a note that one of the conditions are you need to have a trash can or trash cans or trash, and it's still not there.
It-
Can you have a trash can out there today, please?
Sure, the trash can is out, but we put it in, we put it inside at nighttime. Do we have to leave it outside all the time?
Well, if it needs to be outside per the conditions, I would check with the zoning administrator's office. I believe it's during your hours, it would be outside. So I'm assuming he was there during your hours of operation and it was not there. So make sure you have one or two outside so your patrons can throw the trash in it, not on the ground.
I'm gonna have two of them. Okay.
So at this time, I'd like to open the floor up for any questions from any of our board directors. Okay, seeing no questions, thank you, sir. If there's anyone present opposing this revocation that wishes to testify, please come forward and be sworn in. Seeing none, the matter concerning hearing number 128739 is now closed and submitted. The board will now proceed with its regular agenda. I will ask the secretary to please call the roll.
Director Eccles,
Present.
Director Hayes, Director Isom,
Present.
Director Russell,
Present.
Director Scobie,
Present.
Director Wilson,
Present.
President Bradley.
Present, we have a quorum. I'll call the meeting to order.
President, recommendation that the approval be given as follows. Preliminary approval for letting number 8728, reconstruction of runway 12R through 30L from Taxiway Romeo to Taxiway Golf, Project 1, St. Louis Lambert International Airport. Preliminary approval for letting number 8729, FY 2022 and FY 2023 citywide sidewalk contract project number R 2021-02-126. Reject bids received for letting number 8731 C9 garage demolition at Cervantes Convention Center. 2 bids were received and read publicly in accordance with the project specifications section 002116. Information for bidders 1.3. Rejections. The right of the Board of Public Service to reject any or all bids is expressly reserved. The Board of Public Service is exercising its right to reject all bids. Addendum number 1 to plans and specifications for letting number 8732 for the structure rehabilitation at Lambert International Boulevard, bridge over Coldwater Creek at St. Louis Lambert International Airport with no change to bid opening date of Tuesday, July 13, 2021. Amendment 1 to the certain vehicle garaging permit is made and entered into between the Board of Public Service of the City of St. Louis and Ford. Amending to extend the term end date from June 30th, 2021 to August 20th, 2021. Supplemental agreement number 11 to PSA 1226, Mechanical, Electrical, and Plumbing Design Services, St. Louis Lambert International Airport with Burns McDonald Engineering Company, Inc. to modify the scope of work and is authorized by ordinance number 67357. New fire extinguisher service contract with Procon Fire and Safety LLC. This contract provides fire extinguisher and fire alarm service for city-owned or operated facilities beginning June 1st, 2021 through May 31st, 2022, and is renewable for up to 4 additional one-year terms. From the Office of Special Events, request for the following to be approved with certain conditions. Special event Grub and Groove on August 14th, 3 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. at Francis Park. Setup, tear down August 13th to the 15th, 2021 from 8 a.m. to 2 a.m. Emergency work order issued for the month of May 2021 by the Department of the President. There were none for the Facilities Management Division, Board of Public Service for the emergency work and repairs requiring prompt attention. Emergency action for emergency work for EA21-011, 2021 EOC/AOC host space remodel project phase 1 at St. Louis International Airport. For the Directors of Public Utilities and Safety, joint recommendation that the following be approved, subject to certain conditions. Application number 129269, lot consolidation at 4108 and 4110 through 4112 Dettany Street and 4126 and through 4128 Dettany Street in City Block 5310. Application number 129270, lot consolidation of multiple lots on St. Louis Avenue, Baldwin Street, Montgomery Street, North Leffingwell Avenue, Elliott Avenue, Benton Place, Market Street, North Jefferson Street, in city blocks 1898, 1899, 1900, 1901, 2361, 2366, and part of city blocks 1897, 2367, and 2363. Application number 129271, lot consolidation of 4900 through 4914 and 4260 through 4266 Delore Street in City Block 5653. Application number 129272, lot consolidation at 710 through 720 and 812 South Teresa Avenue in City Block 2214. Application number 129273, lot consolidation at 4962 through 64 Wren Avenue in City Block 5398. Application number 129274, boundary adjustment at 4371, 4373, 4375, 4377, 4379 Evans Avenue / 1412 Newstead Avenue in City Block 3727. Directors of Public Utilities and Streets, joint recommendation that 16 applications from AT&T be approved, subject to certain conditions. Application number 127566, place a 2-inch poly pipe with fiber cable starting at existing AT&T pole located at the side of 2600 LaSalle Street. From this pole, bore 25 feet to the end of the city right-of-way before entering the side of 2600 LaSalle Street. Application number 127567, from manhole at the corner of 9060 Goodfellow Boulevard, bore 95 feet to existing handhole at 1500 Howell Street / 8959 Riverview Boulevard. From this handhole, dig 10 feet into the grassy area between curb and sidewalk. In this area, nest to power pole, AT&T will place a fiber box and 1 protective bollard. 1 section of sidewalk will be removed and replaced. Application number 127568, or a new fiber optic cable from an existing manhole in front of 650 Red Bud Avenue, then southeast within the right-of-way 9 feet off the edge of the curb to the front of 5600 Prescott Avenue. AT&T to cut and restore a 4x4 concrete sidewalk in front of 5600 Prescott Avenue, then continue onto the property at 5600 Prescott Avenue. Application number 127569, AT&T contractor to access existing AT&T manhole at the front of 2322 Salisbury Street and bore 2-foot interduct with cable 87 feet west, then 43 feet north, then 272 feet west along Salisbury Street. Then place a 2.5 by 4 by 3 handhole at Salisbury Street and North Natural Bridge Avenue. Then continue to bore another 171 feet north along the west to the rear of 2525 Natural Bridge Avenue. Application number 127570, AT&T contractor to access existing handhole at 2301 Cass Avenue and bore 231 feet of 2-inch interduct with cable west along the north side of Cass Avenue to Jefferson Avenue, then 571 feet south along the east side of Jefferson Avenue to 1120 Jefferson Avenue. Application number 127571, bore a new 23-inch poly pipe along with fiber optic cable from an existing manhole at 3027 in front of 1100 North Leonard Avenue, then north within the right-of-way under the sidewalk to the front of 3238 Martin Luther King Drive. Place fiber through 2 existing handholds along this route. Application number 127572, starting at existing AT&T handhole located in the sidewalk in front of 1915 North 9th Street. From this handhole, bore south down North 9th Street for 175 feet, then turn and bore east down Lebanon Street for an additional 175 feet before entering the private property at 814 Lebanese Street. One new 3x2x3 handhold will be placed near the front of 1814 Lebanese Street. Application number 127573, bore a new fiber optic cable from an existing manhole at the corner of 3458 Union Boulevard, then southeast with the right-of-way of Natural Bridge Avenue, 3 feet north of the curb under the street to the front of 5244 Natural Bridge Avenue. AT&T to cut and restore 60 square foot of street surface and place a street rated manhole. Then the fiber will be bored to the north and onto the property at 5245 Natural Bridge. Application number 129574, AT&T to access existing handhold at the front of 4530 Filer Avenue and bore a 2-inch inner ductwork cable 50 feet north to the north side of Filer Avenue, then bore 210 feet west to the front of 4801 Filer Avenue. Application number 127576, bore a new fiber optic cable from an existing manhole in front of 5513 Riverview Boulevard, then east to in front of 5512 Riverview Boulevard, then south within the right-of-way to 5435 Partridge Avenue. AT&T will place a handhold and enter the property of 5435 Partridge Avenue. Application number 127577, starting at existing manhole located on Manchester Avenue at the front of 5741 Manchester Avenue. From this manhole, bore west down Manchester Avenue for 88 feet and then turn and bore north for 15 feet before entering the private property at 5749 Manchester Avenue. Application number 127580, AT&T contracted to access its existing manhole in front of 1104 South Jefferson Avenue and bore 2-inch inner duct cable 20 feet east to sidewalk, then 61 feet south along Jefferson Avenue to the south side of LaSalle Street. Then continue the bore 590 feet east along the south side of LaSalle Street to the east side of Missouri Avenue and continue 135 feet south along the east side of Missouri Avenue to the alley at 1116 Missouri Avenue. Application number 127582, AT&T contractor to access existing handhold at 3883 Delore Street and bore 2-inch inner duct with cable 370 feet southeast along the north side of Delore Street to the front of 3817 Delore Street and place a new 2.5 by 4 by 3 handhold. Then continue the bore another 295 feet to 3767 Delore Street. Application number 127583, AT&T to bore a new fiber optic cable from an existing manhole on the southeast alley in front of 1100 North Sarah Street. Then bore in the right-of-way going north in the grass for 141 feet. Then place a handhole in the right-of-way on the side of 4070 Cook Avenue. Application number 127584, starting at existing manhole located in the sidewalk of Christie Boulevard at South King Highway Boulevard, front of 4926 Christie Boulevard. From this manhole, bore south down South Kings Highway Boulevard to the side of 5000 South Kings Highway Boulevard. Application number 127586, AT&T contracted to access existing handhole at the front of 6425 Minnesota Avenue and bore a 2-inch inner ductwork cable 88 feet southwest to Southward Street. Then bore 341 feet northwest along the north side of Southward Street to Michigan Avenue. From there, bore 99 feet southwest along the south side of Michigan Avenue to 6500 Michigan Avenue. Lane closure will be needed. Joint recommendation that 15 applications from Verizon be approved subject to certain conditions. Application 600, 418, 4253 Magnolia. Application number 600, 425, 6243 Christie Boulevard. Application number 600, 426, 4181 Loughborough Avenue. Application number 600, 427, 2912 North 14th Street. Application number 600, 428, 1406 St. Louis Avenue. Application number 600, 429, 2718 North 13th Street. Application number 600, 431, 2100 North 14th Street. Application number 600, 432, 1101 Madison Street. Application number 600, 433, 1722 Cass Avenue. Application number 600, 434, 1228 North 9th Street. Application number 600-436, 816 North Dixon Street. Application number 600-437, 1000 North Tucker Boulevard. Application number 600-438, 1309 North 10th Street. And application number 600-457 at 1301 Warren Street. For Director of Public Safety, 3 conditional use permits, recommended approval with conditions.
Dylan Mosier, zoning plan examiner for the city of St. Louis, representing the building commissioner and the zoning office. Per board order number 766, transmitted here with the recommendations for the following conditional use agenda applications. Approval with conditions is recommended for all 3 applications: 1909 East John, 1018 Baden, and 6427 Hampton Avenue. I request these recommendations be approved as submitted.
Mr. Bradley, you're muted.
Thank you. Are there any questions from our board members on today's conditional uses?
I move to approve. Scobie?
Thank you.
Second, Eccles.
Thank you, Director. Can you call the roll, please?
Director Eccles?
Aye.
Director Isom?
Aye.
Director Russell?
Aye.
Director Scobie?
Aye.
And President Bradley.
Aye, today's conditional uses are approved. Hearing number 106580, Phillips Mini Mart, CO Bandar Al Bashari, 8880 North Broadway, gas station convenience store, excluding auto repair and oil change shops, in violation of 1 condition signage. We heard from the zoning administrator's office. They are still in violation. We heard from our conditional use permit holder that he has applied for the signage, but has yet to receive it. So with that history, I'd like to open the floor up for comments from any of our board directors.
I kind of feel that there's things in play. He's applied for the permits. I would like to give him time to see if he actually follows through and takes care of the violation. I would be in favor of granting him a 30-day extension to give him time to come in compliance. I'm making that as a motion.
Thank you. Do
I'll
I have a
second the
second
motion.
on that motion? Thank you.
I
Is there
second
any
the
further
amendment.
discussions or any questions? Okay, seeing none, can you call the roll, please?
Director Eccles?
Aye.
Director Isom?
Aye.
Director Russell?
Aye.
Director Scobie?
Aye.
and President Bradley.
Aye. The conditional use permit holder has 30 days to rectify. Hearing number 128739, Speedy Grill LLC, CO Bandar Al Bashari, 8874 North Broadway, as a carryout restaurant, no liquor, no outside seating, basically an extension of the same business, a different conditional use as the previous, in violation of 4 conditions, basically signage and a trash container on the outside of the building. Heard from the zoning administrator's office that in rope lighting, that the rope lighting has been basically removed, but then we still have trash can issues and signage permit issues. We heard from the conditional use permit holder. They applied for their signage as in the previous, and they will place trash containers on the outside as per the conditions of the conditional use. So with that introduction, I'll open the floor up for any commentary, questions, or a motion.
For the same reason as the previous permit, I would like to give them a 30 days extension to come into compliance, and I'm like to make that a motion.
Wilson, second.
Thank you. Can you call the roll, please?
Director Eccles?
Aye.
Director Hayes? Director Isom?
Aye.
Director Russell?
Aye.
Director Scobie?
Aye.
Director Wilson?
Aye.
And President Bradley.
Aye. The conditional use permit holder has 30 days to rectify. I'd like to turn your attention to our meeting minutes from last Tuesday, June the 15th, 2021. Are there any questions or comments on the meeting minutes as presented?
I have moved to approve last week's minutes. Scobie?
Thank you.
Second, Russell.
Thank you. Can you call the roll, please?
Director Eccles,
Aye.
Director Hayes, Director Isom,
Aye.
Director Russell,
Aye.
Director Scobie,
Aye.
Director Wilson,
Aye.
President Bradley.
Aye, the minutes are approved. Today's agenda, questions or comments on our agenda today?
I move to approve today's agenda. Scobie?
Thank you.
Second,
Yes.
Russell.
Thank you. Can you call the roll, please?
Director Eccles,
Aye.
Director Hayes, Director Isom,
Aye.
Director Russell,
Aye.
Director Scobie,
Aye.
Director Wilson,
Aye.
and President Bradley.
Aye, today's agenda is approved. Before we adjourn, are there any comments or questions from any of our board directors? Seeing none, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn, please.
So moved. Second.
Wilson, second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Meeting
Aye.
adjourned. Thank you all. Have a nice afternoon.
You too.
Yeah.